Hello and welcome back to Operations Void. I'm your host, Forgotten Void, and this week we will be showcasing the Yorktown. It's on the newest line of U.S. carriers, the support carrier section. What makes a support carrier section is that you have rocket planes that are tactical squadrons, meaning they launch once and then fully reload, rather than the normal planes which you have reserves that slowly reload as you launch them. And so this means you will never run out of planes. As long as you keep cycling correctly, you will never run out of planes. And the tactical squadrons have one more feature, which is, well, two more features. They all shoot all of their ammunition at once, rather than having attacking flights, whereas the normal you'll have two planes per attacking flight in a plane squadron, meaning you can get up to four attacks with one launch. These are one flight, one attack. And so it's more akin to the Russian carriers, although it's certainly not as strong as the Russian carriers. The other thing that they have is smoke, so you can lay smoke. And so I'm going to be showing on this battle how laying smoke can help your teammates, because this is a support carrier, and so we're going with support. And because of that, we have squadron and consumables mod 1. I mean, this increases the smoke from 2 to 3. Also increases the engine cooling for boost. Increase your boost for 2 to 3. We have bomber modification because bombers have to fly right above the plane, and so we always choose bomber HP for that reason. It helps you get more of the bombs off. Then the middle is the aerial torpedo speed, because as much as people say, oh, the torpedoes are fast, they are slow. And so even with going into torpedo speed, they are only going 45 knots. Many destroyers can outrun them. And then the first two are your standard for aircraft carriers. In fact, this should be your standard for aircraft carriers as well. These four should be your standard for aircraft carriers. This is the only one that you change. We have Squadron Consumables Mod 1. Sometimes concealment is more important, and sometimes flight control is more important. So like Kaga, you would want concealment, whereas for Shokaku or most of the tech tree ones, you want flight control modification. For Russians, you also want concealment instead of flight control mod. Anyways, with that, we will go ahead and go into battle. And here we are. As you see, I have Wyatt and Season as my division mates this time. Many hugs for Wyatt for being in my videos. So as a division, well, in a carrier, you're going to spawn south. In division, we have Tirpitz as a battleship is spawning with us because we have a division of 3 members. If we had one more person in our division, then Wyatt would have spawned north. But because he's not in our division, he is spawning south with us. Now we're going to go ahead and start with torpedo planes. Let's see if we can get a destroyer. Blindly go out there. If I had waited a little bit longer, I might have been able to get the Nicholas, but I waited a little bit too long, and so no more Nicholas. It didn't hit the Nicholas, and it was also too slow for the Mahan as well. And so right here, I wanted to attack, but mostly we're just doing spotting. Which, you know, spotting is necessary. It helps our teams. When you don't have a radar, oh, and there's Wyatt being silly, hello fellow cruiser, because that's where the cruisers all spawn south. But yeah, so we're supposed by spotting the destroyers, we keep our allies are allowed to shoot at them until they die, rather than they get undetected. And so we're using a tactic that I learned from Russian Russian carriers, which is throw out the torpedoes before you are right next to them. It gives players and ships time to dodge, but bots don't dodge usually. And it also lets you take less time in the AA bubble. There we are. We have a double fire on New Mexico. Now the Anyang has smoke screen, so we don't need to worry about smoke from him. These torpedoes should be from Season in the Shiatsuyu. And noticing that the Charlotte Horse 43 didn't go up north, and the Alba is basically facing the Omaha alone. One of the things as a carrier you do is you go up and you support the ships, because you have the range to do it.
Concentrate fire on the designated target.
Basically infinite range.
The ship is on fire.
So we're going to start with the Omaha. This also means we'll have less planes in the Atlanta's AA bubble. Unfortunately, it means that the fighters got a hold of us. So we were running from the fighters into the Alba's AA bubble so that the Alba could shoot down the fighters if they made it that long. There we go, we get 2 torpedo hits. We're going to go ahead and launch rockets. Dodge some flak from the Dallas that by all rights should be dead. There, finally died. And we are going to set up our autopilot with that. So by adjusting the map, we just set up the autopilot. And there we go. We just watched the Alba, luckily, be able to torp the Atlanta. So now we don't have to worry about that. So since I already have these planes in the air, and if I recall them, we don't get them back, I might as well just continue. And with a 5 second, you have a 5-second delay, so you have to aim 5 seconds before the target. It's not fun. There we go. We got 1 rocket hit. I think we aimed a little bit too. We were a little bit too slow on the trigger. And normally I would want to be supporting the destroyers, but because we have a Clemson in the aerodrome, because both destroyers decided to go that way. Most of the Tianyang went too far, and so our other destroyer went with him. I am left to deal with the Clemson. And there we go. We got 2 bomb hits. That's actually pretty good, considering how wide the circle is, and they are very much a carpet bomb. Horse is thankfully getting in. Aim. Try and get the Clemson, and he decides to stop right in our circle, so we get 3 rocket hits this time. The rockets are the Tiny Tims, so the HVARs would be so much more effective. I was going to use torpedo bombers, but then I saw my bombs are coming back in just a few seconds, so we're going to use those. Especially since we're probably going to go up against the carrier. And the torpedo planes, once they get shot down, they're not coming back. The bombers, they get shot down while you have another squadron in 2 minutes. They're slow, but they have a long boost time. And there's the Raptor with just 4k of HP. So we are dodging the flak. We are going in to make sure that the Raptor dies. And no more Raptor. I noticed there's a delay. So when you are looking at the reticle for where I am aiming, it's actually a little bit in front or a little bit past where I aimed. This seems to be an issue with the replay. Means I'll probably have to do the other style of recording for a while. Keep forgetting to hit record before my battles. And so here, instead of just going straight for the attack, we are laying a smoke screen. And while Shiratsuyu is not a gunboat, it does not have smoke when it has a torpedo reload booster. And there we go, 5 rocket hits for a kill there. Now if I was smart, I would smoke up the Alba. But I wasn't, so I didn't. Just went straight for the kill. There we go, 3 hits there, and now we are going to go into the parking spot. So this is the parking spot for carriers. You're not supposed to be in the middle of the bay and so far out, or you're not in the very south where you spawn. Right here, this is a parking spot for carriers. Go in, put your carrier into the dock, put your carrier on stop, and then it will slow down and stop normally. So this is me going to the wide because I know that they're going to spawn in the south. So we're going wide to get some shots off, flanking shots, the Pensacola, the Colorado, and the Wichita, the radar. So we're going to start with the Wichita since it's over here and it has the highest AA. I didn't lead it enough, unfortunately, as it speeds up and we only get one shot off, one rocket hit. And now Whiskey's here. And because Whiskey's here, we are going to start with the focusing on the destroyers. Only one bomb hit there, unfortunately, but the bomb hits do hit hard. So that's the one bomb hit was 1,800 damage. Then we have our one armament left, which is torpedo planes. The downside of this op is it's very heavy in American AA, so you have a lot of AA. Means you are going to be losing planes. There we go, we got one torpedo hit. I'm going to move to the Mahan since we can see it. And try and lead it. We have a little bit of widespread there, which actually helps us. We get one torpedo hit. And now for the Sims. Also a little bit on the wide side. It was a little bit on the wide side. Instead, it's all very accurate, and 2 torpedo hits gets that kill. As you saw, the torpedoes are slow with 45 knots. You really have to lead them if the destroyer is going at any sort of speed. So Wichita, waiting for our bombs to reload. Would normally go straight for the bombs, but our destroyer is being attacked. So we are going over this way with our long boost time. And we're going to go give him some cover again. And he doesn't have smoke, since it's torpedo reload boost. So we are providing the smoke instead. I was going to go for the Pensacola, but it's mostly dead. There goes the Pensacola. So we're going to go for the Colorado instead. We're going for the Colorado because it's the largest target. Easier to hit with bombs. And since it does have decent AA, hopefully this would disable some of the AA. And 2 fires. Although, do the fires stick? Looks like they stick. Yep, we are still getting fire damage. I launch some torpedoes. Look at it, see its health is rapidly decreasing, decide we don't need a second run, especially when our 3 torpedoes puts it down to less than 2k HP. Now, normally I would pre-drop, but at this point we need all the HP we can to get into this AA bubble. This is a lot of AA. And seeing that Wyatt is under fire, we're going to go ahead and drop a smoke screen right there. Not only Wyatt, but anybody else can use. And while he's still detected, he's not so much under fire anymore. He can choose to go dark if he wants to, rather than always be lit up. And you have season. So this is why it's saying that he's still detected, but it kind of helped. And we only get half of our squad in because the AA is so heavy there. The downside of running a carrier in tough. It's a very tough battle. But as you see, the torpedoes, I'm not even going for the Seattle because I see the torpedo is going to hit it. I went in with a mostly full squad and only a little bit actually went in. Missed those torpedoes on the Iowa because the wreck slowed it down. But the Shenyang is going to get the kill. I think. Nope. Almost. Edinburgh got the kill. And we go in for war crimes with extra attacks to make sure it's dead. I believe the war crimes are only torpedo. Anyways, so as you saw, we were using our smokes for other ships when they needed it. There were times that we could have used our smoke a little bit better. We did do some damage with 3 kills and 15 torpedo hits, 21 bomb hits. We're not at the top of the scoreboard, and with the Yorktown, because it's a support carrier, you're generally not going to go at the top of the scoreboard. And if you are on the top, something went wrong. You had to do a heavy carry or something, because it doesn't have the DPM of the others carriers, but it's nice. It's a very good team carrier. It really helps with Aegis. And so you see we lost a lot of aircraft, although these don't matter. Those don't count. Only the 23 torpedo planes count. And so that is why we only had 2 torpedo planes at the very end. Our aircraft, tactical aircraft, did half of our damage. Should do a little bit more since they are half, but the torpedoes do a lot of your damage because they are the easiest to aim, whereas rockets are hard to aim and are somewhat RNG. Bombs are completely RNG, and who knows if you're going to hit or not unless the target is big as Groba Kurfürst. And we are running greens on this, and so that's why we only have 152k credits earned, only 6,000 ship XP and 6,000 elite commander XP. We're running a 21 point captain while it's in early access but once it's out of early access, we'll be stuck with another 10 point captain. Anyways, if you like this video, give it a thumbs up. If you didn't like the video, thumbs down. If you want to see more videos, you're not subscribed already, go ahead and click that subscribe button. If you don't want to click it though, I can't tell you what to do because I'm not your mother. That said, I do hope to see you again next week. Have a good one.